Dear students, we are discussing the third lesson in Social Studies 10th class, Production and Employment. Production wisely, three sectors are there. What are the three sectors? Primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Agriculture sector, industry, service sector. So, what occupations comes under primary sector or agriculture sector? Primary sector, in this, agriculture, animal husbandry, mines, forestry, these all comes under primary sector. Next one is secondary sector. Workers who are working in industries, whether it is small scale industry, large scale industry, company and cottage industry. So that all workers comes under secondary sector. Third one is service sector or tertiary sector. In this sector, many are under this, who are especially those who serve. They are not producing any good, but they will help to produce goods in secondary sector and tertiary sector. In the first, primary sector, what is producing the good? For example, the farmer, he will produce food grains. Secondary sector, industry, he will produce things, machines, bikes, autos, cars, rickshaws, aeroplanes, etc. But tertiary sector, they will not produce any good, but they will serve. They will serve to produce secondary sector and primary sector. These are the three sectors. Employment wisely, two sectors are there. What are the two sectors? Organized sector and unorganized sector. Now we shall discuss these all things. Changes in the importance of sectors. So I said three sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary, or agriculture, industry, service sector. Nowadays people are jumping from one sector to another sector. For example, who are engaging in agriculture sector, they are jumping into industry. Secondary sector, who are working in industries, they are jumping into service sector. So now look at what do services comprises of. Here, community, social and personal services. Community, social and personal services. Who are that people, or who are the employees here? Public administration, defense, education, health, veterinary activities, media, library, archives, museums and other cultural activities comes under these. They are serving. For example, education, schools, colleges, universities, teachers, lecturers, professors, principals, headmasters, etc. Next to health, hospitals, who are working in hospitals, doctors, nurse, etc. Next, media, news reporters, readers, editors, etc. So now, finance and insurance and real estate. Services of banks, many banks are there. They are receiving the deposits, they are giving loans. Post offices services are savings, saving accounts, non-bank financial companies, life insurance, LIC, general insurance, corporations, services of brokers and real estate companies, etc. Next, third one is trade, hotels, transport and communications. So we know trade, business activities, hotels, 5-star hotels, 3-star hotels, etc. Transportation, so RTC, railways, airways, waterways, these also comes. Communications, cell phone, GB cards, etc. Now listen, share of different sectors in gross domestic product. Now look at these two pie charts. This is one financial year information. This is one financial year information. What are the three or what are the activities here? First one is blue color, agriculture sector. Next one is industry. Third one is trade, hotels, transport and communications. Finance, insurance and real estate. Community, social and personal services. These are the details. But here, if you observe this pie chart and this pie chart, so difference is there. What is the difference? For example, this financial year to this financial year, agriculture sector, what is the GDP? 43% only. But when we go after 36 years, it will give just 17% only. That means it is decreased. Second one is industry. 22%, here 27%, it increased. Next to trade, hotels, transport and communications, 15%, 27%. Finance, insurance and real estate, 8%, 17%. Community, social and personal services, 12% and 13%. So from this pie chart to this pie chart, here some increased and some decreased. Here only agriculture decreased, remaining all increased. Next one, employment, the working life in India. According to 2011 census, out of 1.2 billion persons in India, 460 million people are workers. How many? Out of 1.2 billion persons, 460 million, they are workers. So we know these are the three sectors: agriculture, industry, service. Rural area, urban area. Male, female, all workers percentage. For example, agriculture sector or primary sector. Rural area, how many people are engaging? 68%. Urban area, just 8%. Next one, male, 47% are engaging in agriculture sector. Female, 69%. So total percentage is 53%. Next one, industry or secondary sector. Rural area people engaging just 17%, but here urban area 34%. Male workers 34, female workers 16 only. So total percent of total workers here 22%. Service sector. Rural area 15% people are engaging in service sector, but in urban area more than half that people are working in service sector in cities and towns. Male 19%, female 15% only. So the total percentage here, both male and female, 25%. That is 1972, 73 and 2009-10, the agriculture sector continues to be the largest employer even now. So when we observe this table, the largest sector is in India, agriculture sector. Now look at 53%, remaining to maybe half, almost half, but only agriculture sector half. It is because not enough jobs were created in this industry and service sector. That is the main reason. Next one, industrial goods went up 9 times. But what is the position of employment opportunities in industries? It went up just 3 times only. Production 9 times increased, but creating employment 3 times only. But what about service sector? Production rose more than 14 times, but creating jobs or employment 5 times only increased. It is also the same procedure like industrial. Agriculture, half of the workers in the country, 1/6 of the GDP. Agriculture activities the people are engaging. Next one, disguised unemployment. For example, in your textbook, Gayatri, she is one of the farmer. She possessed 2 hectares of land. In her family, 5 members are there. Actually, she and her husband, 2 people are enough to do work in these 2 hectares of land. But what happened here? Here the family members, all 5 members are working in the same 5 hectares of land. But production is same. Whether the 2 persons are doing cultivation in the same land, the production is same. Whether the 5 members will do production, there is no increase in the production. That is the position. This situation is nothing but disguised unemployment. Next one, underemployment. Painters, plumbers, repair persons, they are not daily, they don't have daily work. Sometimes only they have the work. Throughout year they may not go to work. That is the position of underemployment. Next one, sectoral shares of employment. This is 1972-73 financial year. This is 2009-2010 financial year. I said already what is the financial year. April 1st to March 31st. That is the financial year. In the beginning of this lesson I said already. So here look at 3 sectors are there. What is the sectoral share of employment? 74% employment in agriculture sector, 11% industries, 15% service or tertiary sector. But after 35 years, what happened here? Agriculture sector showing employment 53% only. Here decreased. But what happened to industries and service sector? It is almost doubled. It is also doubled. So that we observed in this pie chart. Next one, shares of 3 sectors in GDP. For example, this financial year in GDP, how much they are adding? 43% only from agriculture sector, 22% from secondary sector, 35% from service sector. Next year, after 35 years, what happened here? Agriculture sector they are adding 17% only, but industries and service sector 26% and 57% adding to GDP. Next one, organized and unorganized sector employment in India. Now look at these 2 pictures. Here he is an employer, maybe government employer or a big organization. Here look at, he is daily wage labor. Her name is Gayatri, his name is Narasimha Rao. So his hours are different, working hours, her hours also different. Next one, his facilities. The company or government will provide facilities to Narasimha Rao different than this Gayatri. Now look at how many percent of people engage in organized sector and unorganized sector in India. In organized sector, 8% people only engaging in organized sector, but their production is 50%. Half of the percent producing by organized sector, 8% people. Unorganized sector, 92% people are working, but their production is 50% only. Look how much difference is there between organized and unorganized sector workers. Next one, what are the benefits who are engaging in organized sector? These all benefits are there. First one, employment regular to the organized sector worker, registered by government, rules and regulations are clear. Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, Shops and Establishment Acts. So they are doing according to these acts. Fixed hours also there. Paid leaves, payment during holidays, Sunday, festival days. They may not go to office, but the organization concerning sector will give money also, payment also, provident fund, medical facilities, job security, safe working environment. They will provide safe and working environment, pension facilities after their retirement. That means after 60 years, the government or that organization concerning organization will give every month a certain amount to that retired person. That is called pension facilities. So these all facilities will go to work who are engaging in organized sector. Now contrast, what is the position of unorganized sector workers? Here unorganized sector workers, above all facilities not applicable to the sector workers. For example, construction labor, hackers, daily wage labor in agriculture sector, plumbers, repair workers, etc. Next one, in 2004 and 2005 academic financial year, these two sectors, how many percentage of workers are working? What is the percentage? Gross domestic product. So here 8% only working in organized sector, their production or their GDP is 50%. In organized sector 92% are working, but their GDP is 50% only. Next one, how to create more and better conditions of employment. So government will, if the government will support to these unorganized sector workers, their income will grow. Check dams. What are check dams and irrigation facilities? In rural areas, especially in our India, the agriculture depending upon most of the land monsoons. So if the government will construct check dams, they will store some water, and if the government will provide irrigation facilities, they will grow in 1 year 2 or 3 crops. Next one, minimum support price. After cultivation, after their harvest, they need minimum support price. If the government will give the minimum support price, they will earn some profit in the agriculture sector. Loans to the farmers. Actually, in rural areas, many farmers, especially small farmers, they are depending for investing the money to cultivate the land. They are depending upon money lenders. These money lenders collecting more interest from that small peasants. So that's why they are unable to pay the loan to the money lenders. They are simply committing to suicide. Encourage small scale industries. Even though what are the suitable places in rural areas, if the government will recognize and set up small scale industries to encourage the unemployed youth or persons, they also will develop. Opening cold storages. So after harvest, they need cold storages to store their food grains. If the government will construct the cold storages, they will store the grains. So if the government will provide these all facilities, then they will earn more income than the previous.